everyone, and welcome to another video on my cooking channel. In this video, we are going to be making some Irish soda bread. And what we will need is some flour, some baking soda, and a cup and a half of buttermilk. Or instead of using buttermilk, you could use a cup and a half of plant-based milk. I recommend using oat milk or soy milk, mixed with 1.5 tablespoons of an acid like lemon juice. And we will need 3 cups of flour, actually I made around the amount of flour we would need. We would technically need 3.5 cups. And with measuring stuff out, I recommend pouring some into the measuring cup and then leveling it out and then adjusting it to the measurement that you need to be at. And then there is about 3.5 cups right there. We will need to stir in 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And there's 3/4 of a teaspoon right there. Okay, and then we will need to make a well in the center of this, kind of like that. And then we will need to pour the buttermilk or the substitute for it in here. And then we are going to mix that together. And it should look something like that. And for the next part, we will need to knead it. And then if your dough is sticky, then you can always add a little bit more flour to it. And then we will need to preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and then we will need to take some parchment paper and put it onto a baking sheet. And then we will take this dough and then place it right here. And then we will need to take a sharp knife, and then we will need to make an X on the top of the dough. And then it should look something similar to that. And then we are going to bake it for about 45 minutes. And once it's done baking in the oven, it should look something like this.